Okay. Hi guys, welcome to the webinar. As last week we spoke about how the trades were going to go forward. We're going to go ahead and evaluate some of the trades as we got going on right now. So what we're looking at right now is my overall view of what Bitcoin is going through. In here we can see what's going on. In my opinion, this harmonic pattern is going to take its way and play it out. This is the basic game zone that we're going to be focused on. You have to be careful about when Bitcoin price is going to drop under the safe range. This is the safe range. This is what I have came up with in order to have accurate, profitable trades on. This doesn't mean that you won't make profit if you're out of these zones, but you are most likely to make your profit within these zones accordingly. For example, if you're holding NEO, which is a top coin, I would say around here is when NEO is going to pop and it's going to go up. So, and you have seen this when the NEO long-term trade has been posted on the Telegram channel. The NEO pair to BTC and also to USDT ended up increasing in value. When it dropped down, the pump of NEO slowed down. Currently, NEO is pulling a flag. And right now, these are the alt trades. A lot of our alt trades went off while we were going down. Even Bitcoin falling, it made us still make good amount of profit as it was going down. You can see how this spike hit down here on the safe range, and basically all of our alt trades are still pretty accurate in profit. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to discuss certain scenarios. We have to be aware of the supports that we have placed right on the chart. What does this mean? It means that the price action can possibly hit those spots. What's important is that the price action can find its way back to this harmonic, unless we lose, let's say 7,609, then we should consider that, okay, well, this is getting really hard for it. But we have had scenarios in the past that a 5-0 pattern has broken out of, came back in the harmonic, and then pumped back up to the point D or so. It's very important to understand what we're dealing here with, because the only thing that is, in my opinion, profitable with this action that will go on is that we collect as much as profit possible in these two zones, and we got to do it accordingly. Because holding Bitcoin, thinking you're going to make a good amount of profit, yes, yeah, you could make a good 30 to 40% profit in this jump, but holding the top coins and then the lower quality coins would make so much more sense, because those can become completely hyper and they can pump over their long-term resistance. This is the time that season for these altcoins can be in place. Now, a lot of people are talking about, hey, what if Bitcoin pumps too hard? What if that, this? Yeah, the possibility of those are in place, but you can see in the past when it does a huge pump, it does correct itself, and then it starts moving again sideways. And this is what's going to happen. We're going to have sideways game going on. You see this pump is going on, and right over here onto 26th, the pump is started, May 1st, and then May 6th, we are over here, May 9th, and then now we're bulling again over here. And a lot of top authors are pretty bearish on Bitcoin, which is sad. And I'm not saying that because I understand now. If we do fall, and I'm talking about drastically, there is not going to be that minor zone that's going to save us. What does that mean? So we used to have a zone about 4,000, right about here at point C. When last time it dropped, it pumped it back up. The reason it pumped back up from point C is not just because of the support. There is also a good amount of miners profit that sit about right here. And these miners make their most of their money and profit with the amount of transaction that is going on. Now we no longer have this, guys. If you are to send any Bitcoin to another wallet within the past 2 days, you've done it or so, you would have noticed that it would have taken hours for the other person to receive it. Instead, like before the halving, in 30 minutes, they would have got it. 20 minutes sometimes they would have gotten it. But it doesn't work like that. So if you are planning actually to transfer something, here's a hint: use XRP because in 6 seconds it's going to get to its destination. Also, since we don't have that miner support anymore here, this demand that they will push it up just so they can save themselves, this means we can break down. But we're not going to stop the game just because something means something, okay? We're going to play the game as we have it right in front of us. And that is the best strategy to my understanding. So this was Bitcoin, and this is how we're going forward so far. I'm expecting drops to this zone, maximum to 7,691 before it starts getting bullish again. For some reason, we are still showing bullish signs. Yes, this downtrend can continue, but you should be waiting for a reversal around here. Trading on alts risk will increase extremely once we pass this safe range over here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and evaluate some of our trades from past week. All right, guys. So one of the trades that I want to touch here is going to be CHR. Okay. Now, CHR, as mentioned last week, on May 16, this chart was posted. We traveled through a channel, and we ended up having some good volume coming in. What's interesting is that this scenario shows us what can happen if you see a small volume breaking this channel, okay, and we have such a spike. This means that CHR can possibly become the next top gainer on your exchange. Now, here's what's important: is that I expected a bounce right about at the bottom of the channel, okay, and prior to that, the bounce did arrive. If we're gonna play this chart, if you have any problem with the chat, let me know. So we ended up having the bounce come and then a correction. So you could have easily bought at the bottom of the channel, okay? Not even considering this the start of the 67%, but I considered if you were to get in at this zone, you would have at least made it to up here in profit without any panicking or so. This red line here is our short-term resistance. Now, what does this mean? This doesn't mean once we hit here, we're gonna basically crash down all the way to the bottom of the channel, but it is a possibility. And if we break it back up, if we break this line over, we're gonna go to the top of the channel. And your strategy should be to collect your profit over here, okay? That means whatever amount of percentage that came in, you're gonna sell that out and leave the rest of your position running. Now, you could possibly just bring up your stop loss to here in case once, let's say, the price is over here, instead of collecting your profit that way, if it crashes down, you still have made some profit. Now, this is CHR, guys. This is one of the best trades you could have possibly be on. I mentioned this to y'all last week. Don't forget to like this chart. Now, this was CHR. So we're going to go ahead and talk about XVG. Now, guys, XVG has been pumping very well. It showed us a good amount of promise as of every other possibilities that we could have had with other pairs. But on the USDT pair, as I said, I was expecting a little bit of a up and down. These are the little buys that are happening before the massive pumps come. Okay, or we could have that crazy decline with Bitcoin coming down the safe range, trapping all these buy volumes, and then hitting down as low as here, and then continue back up. Okay, but you have to understand the amount of volume that came into XVG within the past 2-3 weeks has been quite unreal for this pair, for this coin, basically. And what it is that I believe the own XVG founders are the ones who did the buying here, and here. Now, this was a limit order, I'm pretty sure of it, but over here, these are very, very precise buyings that happen here. Now, I'm not just talking about the USDT. You can see over here how the weekly pair looks like. On the weekly pair, we are basically ready to roll up. Considering that we have this huge doji as well, I use Hekinashi candles, and yes, a little bit unorthodox to consider it as a doji, but my system works, my methodology works, and here we are. Okay, so that was the XVG. Let's see the BTC pair. Here's the BTC pair, guys. Same scenario. We are in the channel. Volume has came in, good amount of volume. And I was considering to make that jump all of a sudden, but it's dragging really hardly. And you can see we broke that downtrend channel. Now we are completely in an uptrend. And we should make the climb, guys. This is going to be 100% to be made on this specific alt over here. Prior to that, this was posted back in May 2nd. We have been looking at XVG for a long time now, since April 1st. This is what I've seen. So the thing about XVG is that it has channels, and these channels are basically sitting up. You can see how these channels are sitting up. The main demand is going to be over here, at least on 141 Satoshi area. Now, here is what I'm expecting to happen. Let's see. Okay, couldn't make the climb, so we're gonna make this cup form right here. It did not follow this trend. Matter of fact, it did decline when Bitcoin pumped, and now it's recovering it back up. And here we are. There should be a good bounce to up here, correction down, and then we're gonna catch the 73 zone. All right. So, and over here I am explaining to you why that pump that I was expecting to arrive did not arrive due to the certain manipulation that happened back in the 29th of April and what brought us to that point, okay? So that was XVG. Now we're going to go ahead and discuss QSP. Let's go to QSP. QSP, where are you? All right. So, this trade just got triggered again. My entry zone is here. There is a channel play going on. That same scenario happened. We had huge volumes, basically stretching this limit for the next climb we were going to have. My expectation, guys, is to beat this level again. Okay, I need it to happen. The reason I'm saying this is that all these other altcoins have had a great climb. Over here, we do have a certain harmonic to the bottom of the cloud. We broke into the cloud with good amount of, someone just bought whatever was in this whole zone. All these basically two zones were bought out at one point within 2-3 orders. Okay, and here's the scenario. Boom, back at it again. This is it. We're going to break this zone, and there's going to be a climb up. The strategy is, once it does, we should do profit trailing on this trade. That was QSP. Now, guys, it's important to remember what we discussed about the BTC safe range. We're going to discuss seller. All right. So seller, you can see it was posted on May 14th. So far, so good. We have it going on in the channel. I'm expecting these yellow resistance lines to be tagged pretty soon, as long as our safe range is still intact. So let's see what happens. Okay. So we are now out of the buy zone. Trigger the retest. Back up again. We're definitely gonna hit our first target pretty soon. I would collect my profit here and bring my stop loss to, I would say, the 30 right about here, and then I will let it ride again. Once I am over 52, I'm going to collect profit again, and then same scenario. The thing about this is that once we hit the last target, okay, now if we do, I'm going to pull fully out of this coin, no matter how much more it's going to get pumped over. Maybe it gets pumped over to 80, but I'm going to just grab that and sit back and watch the rest of the show. Doesn't matter. Just because something start going to the moon, we're not going to become astronauts, guys. So that was seller. Now we're going to discuss my favorite coin, Storage. This doesn't mean that I believe in the whole methodology and everything about this company. No, none. It's a good yo-yo that we can collect good amount of profit every time it happens. It's pump friendly. You can manipulate it with about good $1 to $2 million. Everything in this is possible. This is the May 19th post. We have two targets, a 15%, a 31%. And let's see what happened. Okay, so we did hit both of our targets. It still looks pretty bullish. It has stated the 1351 sats as its current support, and it can climb up. It can climb up a little bit more, but you could have follow up and done your collecting your profit at 15% and then at 31%. What I did basically, once this, I saw this hammer over here to my Hekinashis, I ended up forgetting about my stop loss, since we can't, let's say, if you're on Binance or whatever, and I ended up putting my sell limit orders. So once these spike happen, I can actually cash out. And hey, look, it worked out. So that was the Storage. We're going to discuss MFT. I know some of you are like, hey, MFT is not even hyper, but hey, look at that. It's 16% at the moment. Now, my expectation from MFT is that we're going to climb up. Now, the problem with MFT is that the bloody volume is too low. And because of that, we have to be very careful. This is a very sensitive trade. However, it needs and it's eager to make our 65% target. All right. You have to be careful with the safe range because it's super sensitive with the safe range. That was MFT. QNT. QNT sits in a few exchanges that are not on high demand, but it is an amazing, amazing setup. Okay. May 16th, I decided that I'm going to have two buy zones. So I divided my portfolio in a way that I can have two buy zones triggered. Okay, I had one buy zone here. I was going to buy as we dump down through the zone and as we dump down through this zone. So there are just buy orders sitting here, sitting here. Okay, let's see what happens. And I know for a fact that we're going to follow up this green line. That's a given. Now, how choppy we're going to get, everything depends on Bitcoin movement as well. How are they going to scare the people who are holding quant? Now, you can see over here, we've been chopping, but this is still following. Unfortunately, I couldn't buy as much as I wanted to, but we ended up doing so. And here is the scenario at the moment. I'm expecting a drop back to the zone again. Hopefully, I will buy more just to come back again. We're going to follow this, guys. As long as our safe range stays without any disturb, we should be up here soon. The thing about us is that once it actually claims this support, it can become parabolic. And that is the beauty of quant. That's what I want quant to overall play out. Now that was quant. We're going to talk about something special. What is that? Yes. So that is going to be our RLC. Let's see. Guys, RLC roadmap is one of the charts that I posted back in April 7th too. And what's cool about RLC is that RLC is super organized. It's a nice setup, has a good amount of volume, just steady coming in. And we have a harmonic, we have the support, we have the zones we need to buy in from. Okay. Now here's the thing. So this is the scenario, and you can see the decline from the edge of the harmonic downwards, and here on is when we saw the first bullish tendency of this coin kicking in. If we do break the harmonic, we're gonna enter the channel. We enter the channel, another set of buy limit orders gonna kick in. We're gonna climb up. We're gonna climb up to come back about here is the zone that I'm expecting it to come before giving us any hard part. But once we do get here, guys, it's not that hard to make it to our final target. That's RLC. What we have to keep in mind that the BTC safe range is all not disturbed. So that was RLC. Now we have one of the coins here. It's not on high demand, but the smart breakout traders should always pay attention when something has zero sell volume, especially if Bitcoin is showing weakness and we see no one selling out of a certain coin. That means something. Currently, you can see that it says that we are in profit, but let me explain to you what happened here. So May 8th, I saw us coming down. Here's the resistance. Now, why are my targets so high up? This is a long-term view. Okay, I'm expecting a bounce to come about here. It might not happen. This Bitcoin pump could come in, and anything can happen. And the vibe and the energy of this wave can break down, or it can be delayed. Now, here's what happened. This is that breakout we were waiting for. This was a good 36% that came into us. We donated all the profit we made from this trade as promised. That was NAS. Now we're going to discuss one of the forbidden altcoins. Why forbidden? Many believe that this is just a dump and pump coin. But regardless of that, charts don't lie. Downtrend channel on Phoenix, and clearly see what we got going on here. Now, this is my buy zone. Okay, this doesn't mean I have an automatic stop loss if we do break the buy zone down. No, I simply just wait for it to come back here. I know there is a good amount of gravity to bring it to this zone. This is how it happened. May 16th, this was posted. You can see that. You can see clearly how we tested the top of this downtrend channel. This is a huge channel. We just tested it. Not only we tested it, a good amount of volume came in. So now that you're at the edge of the buy zone for PHX, we should consider how this is going to play out. Now, my opinion is that with the way how Bitcoin is going, you can't really trade this on a dead-on shot because we can climb down and we can get sell-off because it only takes 2-3 orders of a good amount of orders to decline this. We are still in a downtrend channel. Nothing is specific happened. It's not like we topped this up by an inch or so. No, none of that. So we have to still remember this is still good to buy. This thing can continue all the way down here. And then maybe we have a good breakout coming up. But hey, we're looking at it. That was PHX, Populous, PPT. So let's see what happened to PPT. Now this breakout trade, the reason we have it going on in the same scenario is that PPT is pretty nice when it decides to pump. When it decides to pump, it doesn't shy out. It will just easily break out a resistance and go back double in size, triple in size. Posted on May 14th. First target. As soon as we come out of the channel, because this is an amazing setup. All right, don't forget to drop your likes. PPT. Now we're gonna go to Leo. Leo didn't give me that much assurance. I don't understand why Leo is playing me like that, but it's okay. We can see how Leo pumped. Here we have that 120%. As we cut this whole jump, the whole thing. And you can see that post, my February 4th post on Leo bullish tendency, when over here, I knew we're gonna have a huge breakout, okay? And we rode this and then a decline, and then here it goes. But some say this is me pulling out, but I don't believe it. Don't listen to them. All right. So Leo is going down. May 4th, this was posted. Bitcoin decided to scare us a bit, decline down, and then here's the pump. Pump. And then here's where we start stuck. And then the only thing that's just waiting to happen is for this to pump. The first target is here, 31% easy money. If I were you, I would bring up my entry zone a bit, but you can still be in it and ride it. Some say this buy level, this buy volume that came in here is what's going to trigger this good amount of bags that's going to come on. Okay, now we're going to discuss everything else beside crypto. In the American stock, we had a good week, I would say. I don't know when we're going to have to, let's see. Let's discuss LASR. So LASR was posted May 3rd. Channel play, broke down the channel, broke back in the channel, immediately went for the support to capture the support. Let's see if it captured the support. What a good boy, look at it. And now first target is done. Itching to get the second target. We will find that out on Wednesday if it's gonna come in. But yeah, guys, LASR, beautiful setup. Um, that was on Nasdaq. We're gonna evaluate MRO. So when oil dropped, all right, you gotta understand a few things. If we want to be profitable on outs, okay, if we want to make profit on outs, we need to consider when Bitcoin is going up, when Bitcoin is going down. If you want to be profitable on corporations that are oil corporations, you need to know when oil is going up, when oil is going down. Okay, when something dumps this nicely behind its old support, okay, it's a gap, fills in the gap, and now that oil is recovering, Americans are going to work, people are using their cars, the fear of dying is not as much anymore. The demand of oil is up as well. And so let's see. So this was posted 21 hours ago, and the market hasn't opened yet. So once it opens, we're going to see. Mondays, usually we're going to have a little bit decline. If the sell kicks, I would still consider to buying back in because there's a good amount of potential over here. However, once my order gets triggered, which I'm buying basically about 554-ish, 558-ish, um, I'm going to put my SL at 472, 472 to 477. Anything below this SL, okay? That is MRO. Now we're going to discuss the good VET. Now, VET is another oil company, it's a Canadian one. And what's amazing about it, the gap is bigger, that means the profit is bigger. And we had a situation in a way that we are currently riding pretty close to a good support. It has claimed a support, and now it's waiting to make that $10 jump. All right, we're going to find out on Tuesday or Wednesday if we're gonna do make that jump. Once we do, a good amount of sell gonna happen, and then we're gonna go back for our 13 target. But anything past the second target, okay, is kind of euphorically not real. All right, you should not, even if you can grab a big bag, you should decline it and grab a small bag or grab a bunch of small bags. Don't grab a whole big bag. Okay, that was that. Now let's go to Forex. Euro USD. I expected this bad boy to be bullish. Now in Forex, since we have hidden players, we have to be very careful. You can see the bullish trend happening. A retest can happen, and then we can keep going back up. But if the retest does break our curve and our base start of 107, then yeah, you need to consider closing it soon. Or we're gonna have the support kicking back in around here. But you should already be taking your profit. Be a happy camper with this trade as well. Now USD AUD, a lot of people are asking if they should cancel their pending order. Now, hear me out. I put in this entry here, okay, which has not yet been triggered, okay, due to a reason. I need to have this set up because I believe once we do get this triggered, the profit we're going to make is going to be nice. And this is what I'm waiting for. I'm not planning on, since I just had this going on, we hit the support. Yeah, you can long it, but that's just how I'm going to play it out. And that's my USD AUD. If you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat, and we go from there. Thank you. These were the trades of past week. Stay tuned for more profits to come. And yeah, that's that. Thank you so much.